Hey guys, welcome to the RIOT Worst of 2020 podcast.
We never know how to phrase it because, our worst of is actually some of our best of moments. But, still with the RIOT, it's still worst.
Okay, so stuff you're going to hear today. We talk about the new Crocs at KFC.
Oh, wow.
The Super Flush. Okay.
Wait, was that from back with the Olympics? Were they preparing? Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Taking a class on spotting fake news.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the podcast where we cross over.
This is the moment? You put that in there?
I didn't. Okay, here's the deal with this podcast is that it has to air on the radio as well in this particular case. And I did try to avoid adding bits that would make us sound completely clueless.
Sure. Well, if you don't realize this is a worst of thing, and if you're listening to the radio and boy, they're clueless.
But we, in this point of the year, this podcast follows March and early April.
Yeah.
And so
here comes the COVID.
Here it comes. We do talk about Nikki being fascinated with Crocs.
Yeah.
We talk about Chris not filling the coffee pot.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki's overwhelming concern about toilet paper.
Still always happens. It's still low at stores.
What quarantine does to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
The guy running a marathon on his balcony.
Oh, I remember that. That was popular for few stories of people using small spaces of the one guy on the balcony, and then the other guy ran back and forth in his apartment.
A request from a California town to stop flushing T-shirts, and just
how dare they?
Just how much more are we streaming movies during quarantine?
So that was from, you were saying, the March and April time of this.
That's from
this
March.
year?
Tomorrow we get into full on April. That was the first week of April.
Gotcha.
So you guys enjoy Worst of the RIOT 2020. Nikki and I, of course, will be back with more tomorrow.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Listening to the Worst of the RIOT is the equivalent of standing in line at the BMV. Ugh. Worst of the RIOT. RadioU.
Man, if you guys don't know, listen up. Nikki loves Crocs.
I've never had a pair, but what if they're amazing? Why would they still be around and still be popular?
I can tell you right now that I have several friends that swear by them.
So why haven't we tried them?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because I can't bear the weight of your disdain.
Maybe I would like them too.
I couldn't possibly come in this room wearing Crocs
and not say something about it.
Nikki would, if not laugh me out of the room, she'd shame me out of the room for sure.
I would not. This is fine.
Really? Like the time I wore my red shorts to the gym and Eric was like, "You look like Santa Claus."
I didn't say that. That wasn't me. Why are you combining us together?
You guys are joined. You're one.
I'm supported. I love your red shoes. Your red shoes are a bold fashion statement. I think they're nice.
See, are they really?
Well, no, they're just a bolder shoe, but they look good.
All right. Well,
I used to not like Crocs, but then now they put pins in them and you can collect those.
Oh, that's always been a thing.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that. So maybe one day we'll try them on, but I've never bought them before. I've never worn them.
You know that Joker meme? Not sure if serious? That's where I'm at right now.
You can't tell?
Are you?
No, I wonder why are they so popular?
You know what?
What?
Somebody's birthday is coming up.
Tomorrow?
Do you?
Do I want a pair of Crocs?
Do you want some Crocs?
Well, is there anything else besides the Croc? Don't they have other styles?
What if for your birthday, you and I go shoe shopping, RIOT skips work video, we get Nikki her first pair of Crocs. What do you guys think?
Would you guys want to watch that?
They would so watch that, Nikki.
I don't know.
But we said a brand collab. So we've only mentioned one brand.
Yeah.
There's Crocs. And then there's our other great love, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
What are they doing?
They're getting a
chicken Crocs?
KFC Crocs.
Are they just branded with it?
Have you looked at the pictures of them?
I'm pulling it up now. Oh, those are something, aren't they?
They are terrifying.
It looks like camo, but it's really just pictures of fried chicken.
Yeah, it is.
And then the bottom, the sole, looks like the bucket from KFC.
So you can get these, what appear to be like clogs or a more standard size, and those little collectible jewel things that you put in.
The gibbets?
Yeah, those can look like KFC wings.
Whoa. This isn't what I'll get first.
Ooh.
Those are something.
They say they also smell like KFC.
They do?
Which, in fairness, if you take your Crocs to KFC, they're going to smell like KFC.
They will smell
just like
that.
All of you will when you leave.
That could be fun. You have to have a really fun fashion side to you to be able to pull these off?
$60.
Oh, that's not bad at all. I thought it'd be way worse. To buy them?
What?
Well,
$60 for Crocs, Nikki?
No,
They're
but
Crocs.
these are collabs. These are different, and I thought these would be in the hundreds.
So what you're saying is you'd pay hundreds.
Oh.
I would love to see you walking around in KFC Crocs.
You want me to see those?
Yeah, sure.
So Mike says, good morning. Crocs are popular because people are lazy and use them for everyday shoe.
Oh, like you had to insult people, didn't you?
Had to go there, right?
It had to be like, because people are lazy. I don't know. I hear that they're very comfortable. I'm not buying a pair because of everything Nikki has said across the years. I can't wear Crocs.
Afraid. Well, if they have one that looks like, because I usually wear slide or flip-flop, if there's something along those lines, then maybe.
Nikki's in.
Well, if I'm in, then you're in. We'd have to get this. We'd have to get the same.
No,
yeah,
I'm
we
not
would.
in. No. I'm out. I can't, Nikki, because I would know that it was an elaborate trap and you were just going to be making fun of me after I put them on.
I'm just trying to get you.
You put yours on first.
I'm trying to get you to get them, and I'm not even going to. I'm going to leave you when we check out.
Crocs.
I'm not going to even buy them. No, I want the little chicken charm for it. That's what I want. I want those things.
Oh.
What you're about to hear will live on the internet forever. Sorry, internet. The worst of the Riot podcast.
Can we get focused on something super?
What's super?
Well, I'll tell
but you said
what.
it's not Superman.
It's not Superman. And it's not Supergirl. And it's not Superwoman. It's Super Flush. That's right. The Texas Rangers invited 300 students to Globe Life Field to participate in the Super Flush event.
What is it? I mean, I guess I can probably assume it's when everybody flushes at the same time in a stadium.
At the same time.
Why are they doing it?
300 toilets. One massive flush. They wanted to make sure that it could take it.
That it can withstand that. They do that often at the completion of the Olympic stadiums.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you that Globe Life Field is 94% complete. They're not done with it just yet. The first exhibition game at the venue will be the St. Louis Cardinals March 23rd against the Rangers.
So they want to make sure everything's good?
Yes, and part of the construction process is the Super Flush. And so they got a chance to go and flush.
Make sure everything works well. I mean, It's not like the chances are slim that during an actual game
that everyone would flush at once.
They probably wouldn't flush at the same time, but it's just something that they do at a completion of a stadium.
Well, Nikki, it tests maximum capacity because if they can survive the Super Flush,
then they
can survive anything.
It's the test that has to be done.
Would you? Okay. It's a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
You get a phone call tomorrow. 10:30 a.m.
Be there.
Be there for the Super Flush. Are you in?
Yeah, it'd be fun. I mean, you're not going. You're just flushing.
Right.
So I think everybody's fine.
Oh, that's the tough one. The Super Flush is at 10:30, and at 10:28, suddenly you're like, I have to go.
I have to go.
Can I?
Would that be a problem? Is that going to be weird?
Is anybody going to be okay?
Because they have to time it at the right time. So
it turns out there was 299 toilets that were flushed.
Someone was just slightly off.
Someone just had to do that.
Well, they had a big breakfast or they had a lot of water and it's fine.
They were just so excited they couldn't hold it.
I know. And you're there and it's just the toilets are everywhere.
I had to go.
So it is, like we said, commonly done when they do a completion of a stadium. They always test all the toilets at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Man, how many stadiums are we building that we're just like, all the time finishing stadiums, flushing stuff?
I don't know. Normally, I only hear about it for Olympic stuff because there were some years where it didn't all work out. The flush did not go as well.
Man, in Russia, they were like...
That's not maybe what we're saying. Maybe that's the location that we're talking about.
When they built those Russian stadiums, they were like, all right, guys, we're getting together for the flush. We're like,
not everybody.
Should we bring in the local school, whatever? They're like, no. We'll only need one guy.
Just one.
We just there's only one toilet, but that should be fine.
Yeah, they were saying how that I don't think those were as successful. And,
not quite the same.
Now you look at those stadiums and they're nothing. So they're not still around.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, guys, No, I won't say it. I won't say it. I'm going. I just bit my tongue. It's cool.
How to survive the riot. Do the complete opposite of everything they say. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
If you don't right now, okay, maybe I shouldn't share this. No, I'm going to. But I just feel like in sharing it, you're going to learn one more thing about me that's a little shameful.
Is everybody going to be disappointed?
Maybe.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
Maybe. Do you right now have an emergency Pop-Tart?
You do.
Do you have one? Because if you don't, you should.
Well, you got to clarify. I think it's known like in a classroom or a workroom setting, not at home.
Well, I mean,
Do you have one at home? Because your emergency Pop-Tart's here at work.
Yeah, I mean, it's not at home.
So I think it's more of a work thing.
Okay. So, I mean...
in case all the other snacks are gone.
If everything's gone and you haven't made any food or whatever and you're on your way...
and you have to hide it so no one else eats it.
Yeah. I didn't so much hide it as I put it in a designated area.
It's like your space.
This here is Obadiah's stuff. Don't touch his stuff.
Yeah.
And I had an emergency Pop-Tart up there.
Now, you wouldn't have it at home because then that's just your Pop-Tarts.
Right. Now, some might argue that all Pop-Tarts are emergency Pop-Tarts.
That can be argued.
And you know what? It's fine. Whatever.
Did someone eat yours or where did it go?
Well...
Are you ready to break the glass? Did you make it?
Yeah, I broke the glass, Nikki. Like, I hit the... It's on.
Oh,
it's
I
happening.
thought I was smelling your coffee. Did you even have that?
Of course. Oh, yeah,
okay,
I mean, there's
it's
coffee.
both. I can't tell.
Coffee's not an emergency. Coffee is life.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee's like oxygen.
They have the other one?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Did you make it warm or is it just cold?
No, it's just cold. Sometimes when it's an emergency, you just dive right in.
That's true. And you can still dip it in your warm coffee and maybe warm it up a little bit.
It's an interesting idea.
You just have to be careful before it breaks. You don't want to break and then lose it in the coffee.
And you have to put your hand down in your coffee. I don't want to do that.
Well, you can get
Then it's hand coffee.
No one says that. You just get a spoon.
Where do you get those?
In the break room where you had your emergency Pop-Tart in the first place.
Are there emergency spoons?
No, they're just normal spoons. We have plenty of spoons now.
Maybe we should so there's no forks then.
There's no forks.
That's the way that works.
A spoon,
that's
you
a whole
gotta
other
scoop
thing.
it out
You have
before it just breaks apart and then just goes away and it's not even there anymore and your Pop-Tart's gone.
But then your coffee's delicious because it's Pop-Tart coffee.
Do you have the
emergency Pop-Tart coffee?
Do you have the same calorie thing if your Pop-Tart disintegrates? Do you still get the calories?
No, because it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Found it.
It's gone. We got it.
You still get the taste of the Pop-Tart.
We got it.
So you're getting coffee, that, and no calories.
I feel like it's an ad for a new Bang energy drink. Bang.
Drink it
emergency
away.
Pop-Tart.
Yep.
That's the flavor. We all know what it tastes like.
So Glenn says in the backpack he has an elk meat stick. Is that your emergency meat stick? Is that what we're dealing with?
That's not bad.
And it's elk?
Mike says, oh my gosh, yes, I thought I was the only one. I keep one in my glove box during cold weather for my girlfriend when she gets angry at me.
When she gets angry.
Hangry.
Well, you just got to be ready with whatever someone needs.
Emergency Pop-Tart, friends. I'm just letting you know if right now you are wealthy in Pop-Tarts, grab one and stick it somewhere in case of emergency.
Save it for later.
Riot Podcast, Radio U.
You need to get to your local library or community center.
What are we doing?
I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to take a class. You're like, what is it, knitting? Oh, no, it's so much more.
What are we going to go do there?
You're going to go take a fake news class.
Oh, how to spot fake news?
How to spot fake news.
Dude, I feel like they're totally targeting grandparents.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. Here, let me show you this photo, and you tell me if you think...
It just seems like they're going after maybe the older audience who goes and takes classes at the library.
Now, in fairness, Nikki, the photo that I'm sending you is from the senior center, okay? So maybe that's not fair.
Maybe it is.
But I will tell you right now that...
It's all senior citizens.
Well, I told you this one's at the senior center.
I know, but it
they're
really is.
They're being offered in various locations.
To be taught how to spot fake news.
Yeah.
That's not going to help. Usually older people just have trouble with a lot of scams or a lot of fake news or a lot of fake things in general. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that'll help.
So I love this. It teaches them how to go to various websites and spot fake news. So the like one of the example stories they gave them was California will receive 13 extra seats in Congress by including 10 million illegal aliens in the 2020 census.
Mm-hmm. So this was how to show that that's a fake statement.
Yes, it was like, okay, is this true or not true? And they had to figure out, was this actually true? And the answer is no, it is not true.
It might not be bad if, maybe some of us have relatives that don't do well and they do fall for fake news and they spend the time sharing it with you and everybody.
What if?
Maybe that would help.
What if it's not our relatives? What if it's you? What if you, Riot listener?
What if you're the one doing it?
What if you're the one that needs the fake news class?
And then everybody else knows what you're spreading is not true, but they don't want to be, they don't want to offend you by pointing it out.
The only thing I will say is that this is excellent, and we should, if you are someone that spends almost any amount of time online, you have to learn to develop some healthy skepticism about it. What I find, not mentioned in this article, but something that I think about often is that even though I see a lot of fake news and I'm like, oh, I know that's not real, I feel like even though I know it's not real, the fact that I'm exposed to it so frequently still has an effect.
Sure.
Even though I know it's not real, it still affects me. And what am I supposed to do about that? Start buying the paper?
I think older people, there's some people that like the thrill of sharing that stuff, even though deep down they probably know it's not true.
It's not real.
It just gives them something to do.
Well,
it would be nice to learn or to teach them like fake reviews. Like, what's the site for the Amazon fake reviews? Like, there's
fake
other
spot.
stuff. Yeah, there's other stuff than just fake political news that is out there too.
I had a family member one time that bought something that it couldn't be any more plainly just
junk.
Just junk. And they were telling me, like, well, they talked to the salesperson on the phone as if the salesperson was the inventor and an expert in these things and asked them a ton of questions. And I'm just like, man, they don't know.
They could have used the class.
This doesn't work. Do you know anything about science at all? Like, this doesn't work this way.
So that's another class that would be excellent to offer.
He was like, well, I asked him, like, is this some kind of scam? And I was like, oh, yeah, well.
They'll tell you the truth. Don't worry about it.
Right away, they're like, no, it's not.
I think we have more people in our lives who need help with that side of things.
Oh, boy. It's fine.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the Riot. Then, they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and just thought, not good enough? Not me. I just stand in the mirror and think, screw traditional standards of beauty.
This is the new style.
I tell you what, just because you can't recognize there's something great here.
Is that what you're doing in the mirror?
Every morning.
Every morning.
Every morning. Listen, I know. Like, I get it. You look at yourself and maybe you think, not good enough. And I don't know what you look like. I have absolutely no idea. But here's something that I know past your looks. Well, a couple of things. One, by the time we're all 90, we're all pretty, not conforming to traditional standards of beauty, right? So there's that. The other thing is that no matter what you look like, do you know that God loves you as you are? And God is not like, well, I love you when you get to heaven and I finally make you pretty. God actually loves you as you are. Now, it can almost be hard to accept. If you're not happy with how you look or maybe something about yourself, it can be hard to stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and understand that just as you are right now, today, not 10 pounds from now, not a new outfit from now, not once so-and-so finally asks you out, like whatever the heck it is that you think is going to finally make you valuable, and then God will love you, or then someone will love you. You are loved as you are right now. If you can't do it now, at some point today, look in your eyes. Look in the mirror. Look right in your eyes. Say it out loud to yourself. God loves you. Or God loves me just as I am right now. You are loved. You don't need an operation. You don't need a different haircut. You can get one if you want. But I'm saying you don't need that to be loved. If, like me, sometimes that's just hard to accept. I'm like, well, I don't know about that. I want you to know you're loved just as you are right now. And if you don't have a relationship with God, you're missing out, because God doesn't just want to love you at a distance. He wants to love you right there with you, day to day, where you are. Starting a relationship with him is actually not hard. It does not cost any money. All right. You don't have to send 3 easy payments of $24.95. It's not a subscription service. It's not $12.95 at first, but if you want 2 streams in 4K, it goes up. Just right now, say, Jesus, I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to know your love firsthand. I want to be friends with you. Come into my life, fill me with your spirit. I want to know you. And that's just a place to start. God's not like, okay, high five, see you when you die. God's like, I'm moving into the neighborhood. I'm part of your life now. Life.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
I'm starting to get a little worried about Nikki, guys.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry.
I'm in the room.
I thought you were filling up your jug of water.
No, I'm in the room.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Nikki keeps passing me things about Crocs.
No, I just thought these are something, aren't they?
I feel like this is story number 2 inside of a month, which means to me that you're on a mailing list or you're looking at them.
No, it was on one of the sites we normally frequent when it talks about like food collabs. And I've never owned a pair of Crocs, but
you're almost there.
No, I don't think I can pull it off. No, I can't wear them.
You're getting so
But
close.
I see people all the time wearing it. I'm like, are they comfortable or like, what are we doing? They have little pin things. There's all these collabs. Like, why are these still a thing?
It's coming.
And then people are like, well, you can get like flip-flop Crocs or just different types of shoes. But I'm talking like the Crocs.
You're almost in.
I don't think I can wear them.
Oh, no.
I don't think I can.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get Crocs, and then you're going to rave about them.
I'm going to love them.
Like, I cannot believe all the terrible things that I have said about these.
Why do people wear them? It's something.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Peeps Crocs.
They are weird.
2 things I don't like together at last. So here's what they are. You've got pink, blue, and yellow.
So it looks like a normal Croc.
What are these things?
Those are the pins.
So there are these pins that you put to the top of your shoes.
But these are large ones that are, they look like a peep. And so you can put a couple of them on the top of the Croc.
Yep.
Sounds like a restaurant. Top of the Croc.
Top of the Croc to you.
It's just that you get to wear your Crocs while you're there.
Nikki, this is what you need.
It's limited edition. They're only $50.
Oh, it's back, Nikki. The thing is, like, here's where we are. There were Crocs that people liked.
Yeah.
Then people began hating them. Then people started wearing them ironically, and that I've seen. Mm-hmm. And now they're just back to people liking them.
Yes.
We've come a circle again. So I think you are. You're right on.
I need someone who has the same size shoe as me who wants me to try them on. That's the only way I can do that. I'm not going to a Croc store. I don't know. I'm not going to order them without trying it.
The first step in doing something is saying you're not going to do it.
And then,
that's
you fall into
step 1 of that. Look at me. Look at my new iPhone, Nikki.
Oh, yeah. You spoke about no iPhone for years, and now you're living it.
You're getting one.
So it gets 3 sugar-coated colors, and then you get 3 matching 3D chick gibbets. Those are the charms for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're water-friendly and breathable.
All right.
Easy to clean. So
you guys,
that's it.
Who else is with me? 877-2-RADIO-U. Who thinks that Nikki is about to get some Crocs? Who's willing to give? I need 50 people to give $1.
No.
We're going to start the Nikki Croc Fund. She's going to get some Crocs.
What color would I get, though? I mean, I never wear anything.
It's happening.
I'm not buying the Peeps ones.
No, because here's what happens. They say that they know you're going to buy a house when you start talking about where you put your furniture.
Oh, this is what color?
So here's what you're doing. You're like, so if I did wear some, what color would they be?
What would I get? The Peeps one would be a bold move to step into, you know?
You are visualizing right now. That is, we're past step.
I just don't think I can put it on. I just can't. I don't like shoes. I like Just slides.
Don't you
Flip-flops
see
and
that
slides.
these would finally be the shoes that you would like? Because they would have the comfort and airiness
that I
of
like.
a sandal, but the support of a shoe.
Well, that I've heard.
Oh!
I've heard two things. People either say they're the worst for you or they're the best for you.
Yeah,
so
well.
I don't know who to believe, but if you want Peeps ones, you can.
Andrew says,
Kyle, what are you saying? Kyle's like, she's practically wearing them now.
right?
No,
Right?
not.
Kyle gets it. He gets it, Nikki.
You're
he gets
funny.
it. All right. D says, try the flips. Nicole, is this you texting us?
That's not me.
I work with someone who is not on your wall. Her winter ones have fur in them.
I think the text to speak in the beginning failed on the first part of it. We get that a lot with our text messages.
Nicole, is she on your wall?
It's just the text to speak fail.
What does that mean? Andrew says they look dumb, but they're so comfortable.
Are they, Andrew? Are they really?
There's only one way to find out.
Are they
Nikki.
really comfortable?
It's happening, guys.
Nope, not
You
yet.
and I should go shoe shopping together. Oh,
What?
dude, Jason's so right. She talks like this before she went to the Home Expo and got a hot tub.
Now,
he is
Jason-
telling the truth.
Jason, I didn't get the hot tub from there, first off. Second, I wanted a hot tub my whole life. I have not wanted Crocs my whole life. That's the difference.
He's not talking about that. But this is, I recognize the signs.
This-
I do this too. Where I'm just like, iPhones are so stupid. Why is it that people even like them?
I just keep wondering
start
why
looking
people
at
are
them.
wearing them still. It just fascinates me. And I don't want to miss out on something.
All right. Now, we're in the rabbit hole now.
Jesse?
Jesse says, I saw some Crocs in a dumpster, and they were my size, and I was half tempted to snag them because I could wash them at home.
Oh, yeah.
But then I thought, nah, they're Crocs.
No, never mind then.
Jesse, don't lie. How did you know they were your size? You pulled them out of the dumpster.
You were looking at them.
You have dumpster Crocs. Tell the truth.
That's a whole nother level.
That's a whole different discussion.
Well, why would the person throw them away, though, if they were fine?
You're basically listening to a real-time cringe compilation. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Boy, we've really hit something here, haven't
I
we?
don't know if we've ever said this before, but, like, say Obie and I are talking about a serious topic, and we seriously wanted to ask you guys a question. We might not get as many responses as we were wanting, but when we talk about certain not-so-serious topics, you guys can't stop. And
explode.
Crocs included now in that, because now all I'm getting are Crocs texts from everybody.
All right. Now, we just shamed Jesse for his dumpster diving, and here's what we...
Well, we were telling people that we were looking at the Peeps Crocs collab.
Yes, we are. And it's, I say that Nikki is about to buy Crocs.
Never have, but I'm fascinated by them still.
No. Oh, my gosh. It's so on. It's so on. It's happening.
On. We're just talking. Why can't we just talk about something?
Because that is, like, talking is... like,
education.
No, talking is like stage 4 in the process, all right?
is.
It's not stage 1. You've had to think about it to get the talking out.
I'm just going to wait till one day a pair magically appears at the door, and then I'll try them.
The Bonzateur.
Yeah, just a little gift.
Now, Jesse said he saw some Crocs in a dumpster, so...
That were his size.
Okay, so I said he just took them out of the dumpster. Jesse says the dumpster was overflowing. So, like, they were in the dumpster.
People just set it to the side.
I did, however, take home the board game Scrabble in perfect condition, and when I got home, my wife told me to throw it away.
Oh, he actually really was dumpster diving?
Oh, yeah? At least that's what it sounds.
I watch sometimes those
I'm not
videos.
mad at you.
Have you ever seen those videos on YouTube when they dumpster dive?
No.
You haven't seen? That's a hole to fall into. Come on, you've never watched one of those?
Oh my God.
Look what I got.
Oh my
gosh. It's like bags and notebooks and old makeup.
Oh my gosh. Oh, actually, Jesse's got a good point. Since he works in the construction industry, finds a lot of good stuff. Now, that is actually true. I know people that have built all kinds of stuff out of like leftover construction materials. D says, I used to sell Crocs. The bumps on the insoles are designed to increase circulation in your feet. Oh, you like that, Nikki?
I do.
They were designed for feet recovery after sports and for diabetics. The Cross-Lite material is a special antimicrobial material.
All my shoes are bad for my feet. Oh, my shoes are horrible.
Not these, Nikki. These have bumps that are designed to increase your circulation.
Mine have no support whatsoever. In fact, I think do me more harm than good. And I like that.
You're getting Crocs.
No, I'm not.
Jason says
Until
she's wearing...
Until there's an Adidas Croc collab, I'm not doing it.
You're doing it. It's happening. Rebecca says she got a chance to see the wedding Crocs. They have
those are
wedding
pretty.
Crocs.
Rebecca, I feel like that is not an everyday look I could pull off, but those are pretty.
Bridal wedding day Crocs. I mean, I guess I went to a wedding where the bride was wearing like Adidas, and I was like, dude, come on. Now that's awesome. So there you go. Bridal Crocs. You think those are pretty?
Well, they're sparkly.
I don't think.
They're not for you. Not for everybody.
Well, I'm not a bride, so.
All right, are we done talking about Crocs? Are we done?
Until you get some.
Are we done
You're
now?
You're getting Crocs. Like, can we please make that a Riot Skips Work video?
Why? Do I have to buy them, or can we just try them on?
You could just try them on. I'm okay with that. We'll take a bunch of footage of your feet, put it on the internet.
And now we're not doing that because that's a thing, and that's weird.
Why make it weird? I don't understand.
You don't have to make it weird. It is already weird. I know how some people are with that. They're like, closer.
Could you zoom in there?
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Welcome to Alaska, son.
Is this the story you almost forgot to tell us?
It is.
Okay, good.
Nikki, how do you feel about being in the United States Air Force? Excited, right?
I guess.
That's your career, airman. And even if you're an airwoman.
Oh, it's still an airman?
Yeah, because that's a rank. Airman. So you're in the Air Force, you're an airman something class. And you decide sometimes, you're having a good time. We're talking, things are happening, and you maybe take it upon yourself to little inner office antics. Yes, it's the military, but antics, Nikki.
It happens in an office. It does.
All right? So some people, we don't know the circumstances or the why, but we do know that...
I see what... Oh, no, that is so bad. You can't do that.
We do know that someone whose name I actually don't have he's in trouble for peeing in the coffee maker.
So basically, there was a letter of reprimand for peeing in the squadron's office coffee maker.
That's right.
And there was other violations, but this was the main one.
His violation was he was absent without leave because when they found out he did it, he went into hiding.
Well, yeah.
Just so good.
They're not just going to let that go.
So he got demoted to Airman Basic. So
Good.
That's the lowest possible rank in the Air Force. It was all handled under Article 92, Article 15, which means he doesn't have to go to court.
Sure.
Basically, his superior officer in minor cases can handle it.
I feel like even with his demotion, like publicly, I think privately, he's also receiving punishment.
Here's my favorite thing about this. My favorite thing is that somebody somewhere has gotten the formal stuff that's been written up, and it says the unnamed airman, quote, knew or should have known to refrain from urinating in the squadron coffee maker.
Was there a sign?
Was there a sign?
Because if there's not.
Did someone say, listen here, airman, do not pee in the squadron coffee maker? Do I make myself clear?
You think it's implied, but maybe he still has a case because no one said no.
You know what happens when people make assumptions? You know what
There's
you make?
pee in the coffee pot.
Out of you and umption?
You're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed. You got to spell it out.
Listen, there's things you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to mess with people's food. Don't mess with people's drinks. There's it. That's
right.
The two things.
Let me put it in language you can understand, okay? You do not tug on Superman's cape, okay? You do not pee into the wind.
Or into the coffee
pot. And you do not pee into the squadron coffee maker. Do you understand me, maggot?
Do we all get that? Then good. Now next time you're tempted, you're like, no. Obie and Nikki told me.
Oh, man.
I remember this
now.
story. I'm not supposed to.
I was going to. I was all set.
Gotta fight that.
And then my phone rang, and I remembered I listened to the Riot podcast on my phone, and I'm not supposed to do this. My bad. My bad.
Makes you worried. What's happened before and you just don't know it?
I really don't want to know. I don't want to know. I drink from our station coffee maker every day.
You make it.
I know, but I'm sure that's probably staff member on their way out the door. They're just like, you know what? I've had it with Obadiah. I've had it with this place.
Here's to his coffee.
And every day there I am on a microbiotic level.
Filling up, going back in there, topping it off.
Getting more.
The Riot with Obadiah and Nikki on RadioU.
Nikki feels that something happened inside the building moments ago that was...
Well, I don't know if you should have called him out on it. You should have all-paged. What happened if you're having a conflict with someone, you should go to them first privately before you go make it public.
Nikki, right now, it's so early that is there anybody else even here?
Yeah, there's several other people, and they all heard it.
Yeah, no, they didn't hear it.
And now Chris is embarrassed.
Chris finished off the coffee, and there's a rule in the universe. You kill the Joe, you make some mo.
So if you drink the last of the coffee, you're supposed to make more.
Yeah.
But he did not.
And so I just reminded him of it. And
but you all paged. You told everybody about it.
So?
Well, yeah, again, you should have just directly contacted him about your conflict, your struggle, your problem.
It's not like I told everybody about it.
Well,
not like the
now
whole
you're telling
world.
Everybody.
No, we're addressing my behavior.
Which is still telling everybody what you did.
Context is required to find out if the behavior's okay. So I had, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I believe now there are 4 people that know that Chris drank all the coffee and didn't make any more for anyone.
That was his mistake.
Yes. Poor form, really. And
does he normally make it when he comes in?
Reveals bad character, I think. Probably a terrible person.
Character flaw.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And I just used the in-house system to make him aware of the mistake that he made. Mm-hmm. And Nikki said, you can't do that. What if he's upstairs right now and he's really upset?
What if you hurt his feelings? Because now it's a known thing that he made a mistake. And you called him out on it.
Okay. We just stumbled into the truth. You inadvertently told me what this is really about. Nikki hates it when she makes a mistake.
But I don't make the coffee.
She can't stand it if someone calls her on it.
Well, don't you think he would be like, again, what was now a simple mistake maybe on his part, not intentional. Now we all know, and he'll be the joke of it today.
Well, okay. You mean... Are you saying that you don't want people going around saying, don't pull a Chris?
Yes. What if that's now the thing?
Yeah. I don't know. I do know this, that personally, I make mistakes so often that I've become completely...
Don't feel anything?
Yeah. Like when someone's like, hey, you made a mistake. I'm just like, you know what? Can we change this to just tell me when I get something right?
Right, and then that's easier.
Because it would take a lot less time to deal with it.
Maybe that's why you were just so free in telling him.
That's what I'm saying it's a symptom of the fact that since I'm always being told that you did the wrong thing, that when it was my turn to tell somebody else, I did it. I feel like I did it without emotion. I simply conveyed facts.
Well, I don't know. I was just making sure that Chris was okay and his feelings weren't hurt.
Do you want to call him? Do you want to bring him in?
Doing an all page?
Should all
should
page.
I just all page everybody?
All page should be like, hey, Chris, I think it's really me what Obadiah said on the thing, and so I just want everybody to know.
Not mean, but it's now public. It was.
I don't think you should have made the struggle public, and I'm really sorry that you're in your office with the door closed crying right now.
Right upset. I just want to make sure you're okay. That's supportive. That's being a good friend.
Fist bump through the glass. I love you, Chris. Oh, my gosh.
Please fix my computer. You know when to mess
Don't forget
Chris
to go
up.
to Micro Center. This computer's so slow right now.
I'm really relying on Chris. That's the heart of it. I'm relying on Chris to fix my computer that I use here in the studio. And you make him mad, and then he can't go and fix it, and you ruined it all.
Oh, look, there it is.
There it is.
You ruined it all.
You have the all page about
Do
it.
you see how often it happens? We're just completely inoculated to it now.
Way to go.
Of course Obadiah ruined everything. That's what he does.
You had to go and do that. You couldn't have just texted him or messaged him and said, hey, can you make some more coffee?
Or couldn't you have just gone ahead and made more coffee and
yourself?
Shut up about it!
That would have worked.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the riot podcast.
Yes. Why are you looking at me? Stop it.
Nikki.
I did just spend that whole song and that whole thing still looking for toilet paper to be delivered to me so I don't have to go out. Yes, is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want to hear?
It's like, it's over there like, well, this is an international brand.
I can find some international stuff.
This is toilet paper from another place, but we could get that. That'd be Eric!
Just go find something.
Eric, I need you to go to the store.
Please.
Eric, take the gun and the knives.
It's just something that we're going to have to figure out today or tomorrow, okay? That's all we're going to have to do.
Who wants to bet me $20 that when the show is over, Nikki's on the phone to her mom? Mom?
I know. Do you have any toilet paper? My mom is way more better planned at things than I am.
Do you have any toilet paper?
And I had been to Costco so many times since this all started, and I didn't buy any because I didn't need it.
Right.
Now I do, and there's nothing there.
Man, it's like living in Soviet Russia. It's like there's no toilet paper, comrade. Here's your roll. You have to use it for the month.
So Amanda just texted, got mine at Walmart and Kroger was sold out where she was, and so she got it at Dollar General. But everybody keeps saying these Dollar General sort of places.
Yeah.
But I bet you by the time, now where we're currently at, they're going to be sold out too.
Nikki, it's not just $1. He's a general.
When does he stop being a general?
And it's the job of generals to, by God, get things done.
Well, we're just still having a problem. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to just have a fantastic day.
Hey, could you guys set aside your own personal problems and everybody make sure Nikki gets what she needs?
No, I don't want this to be a huge thing. No one has to worry about it. It's not a total emergency yet, but we're getting close to where I just want to have this solved.
Nick says that the Wuhan brand of TP is super cheap right now.
I'm not interested in that. Thank you, no.
What you're looking for?
No, thank you, Nick.
Various grocery stores that we could visit.
No, I did find this strange one that was like, it's toilet paper for the queens, like for the ladies of this world. I was like, what is this? Don't think I'm going to get that either. I'll just wait. We're fine. We're fine.
Are you sure?
We're fine. But if you find any today, you just let me know.
I told Nikki as soon as the show's over, I'm headed out immediately.
Are
to
you
start
really?
No, I'm
No,
not.
come on. Why don't you go?
I need... Hey, Eric, Obi's going too. Could you coordinate with him so that you go to different locations?
And just get whatever everybody needs?
If you find it, make sure you get what we need. And then if there's some left over, you can get some for him. So, like, if it's a buy two, just tell him you couldn't find any at all because those two are for us.
Because those are the only two.
Okay. And if it's buy four, you know what? Get us four.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
The only way he's getting any is if there's not a limit.
Well, I'm going to see in the closet here, though, our storage closet.
And you know what?
Because sometimes we also buy a lot of toilet paper.
Sure.
There was a while where we kept saying, stop, we don't need any more because we have plenty. Maybe it's all here.
And now you feel dumb. You're like, I wish I wouldn't have said anything.
Because we really needed it.
I wish they would have just kept buying.
The Riot Radio U.
Okay, let's talk about the most important thing while you're in quarantine.
What do you got?
It's Netflix.
Netflix. Did you spill your coffee?
No. I just sometimes like to take napkins and wipe the desk. And,
Do you want one of the cleaner, the wipes?
No.
So it's not sticky or?
No, I like the smell of spilled coffee over here.
It just spruces up your side of the desk, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the good news is with me and coffee is I don't put anything in my coffee. So
actually, that's true. It's not as sticky.
It's really not that big of a deal. Apparently, the EU is about to ask a little something of Netflix. They're considering asking Netflix to only stream in standard definition.
For a while, not just Netflix, but other streaming platforms. They say that the combination of all the streaming that is going on in high definition has been taxing, basically, for lack of a better way to say it, the internet.
The internet is bending under the weight of all of us having nothing to do.
So they're saying the unprecedented uses, not just for watching stuff, but I mean, everybody's doing their schooling from home, a lot of their work from home, so we're all online.
That is true, but I'll have to tell you, when you look at the amount of bandwidth that gets used when you're editing a Google Doc.
I know, compared to.
Versus watching a 4K thing on Netflix, and you're doing 4K in the basement, your roommate's upstairs doing 4K in his room.
True.
And then you've got somebody else on the, like, after a while, it's like, okay.
And a lot of people are working while you have something playing.
It's a thing, right? So it's not for sure.
Oh, there's a hashtag, switch to standard. No one used that. We are not supporting that. And I wonder if this is just more in their market area, but we're not doing that.
We're talking about Europe here, but I will have to say, we always run into, what's that thing that makes you seem entitled? We might be running up against my entitlement. I'm just like, oh,
this might be it, actually.
No.
We're fine with you telling me to not go in a restaurant. You're fine with you telling me to stay at home.
That's fine.
But now if you're telling me to switch to standard definition while I'm at home, that might be something we're not okay with.
Who do you think you are?
We're staying at home. What else are we supposed to do? And we're paying for it. We're paying the good money.
Here's the beautiful thing, though. A lot of people like to poke the bear because Obadiah likes to buy 4K Blu-rays.
Oh, yeah. You have the discs, you mean?
When they go to standard definition streaming, all of a sudden, it won't seem like I was so stupid, will it? Finally, I'll be vindicated.
Netflix says it adjusts the quality of streams to available network capacity already and uses special delivery networks that keeps the library closer to users as a way, so like it consumes less bandwidth.
So overall, the idea would be like, hey, let's say that you're in California. You're not streaming from Europe. You're streaming from a Netflix hub that is probably located in your home state.
So we're all not streaming one movie from the same source. It's not like that. It's throughout the world.
Yeah, but this hasn't happened yet. But it's the first mention of it.
I just want to let everybody know, just let's all be thankful, right? And maybe just turn your TV off if you're doing something else. Unless you don't want to, and then you don't have to. And then you go ahead and stream something.
Nobody's telling anybody what to do. We're just making suggestions.
I'm just telling you what they're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what we don't want. We don't want the internet to break. I'll tell you that right now.
And going back to standard, it's breaking.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Earlier, we had a couple people texting in talking about, like, what are you doing for your mental health, like for your physical health while you're isolating? And here we have the story of a man who ran a marathon in isolation.
I really love the nice stories like this that come out of all this stuff.
Some of what you guys are doing is amazing.
We're just watching or making TikToks. On the other hand, on the other side, this guy did something pretty big.
So Elisha, he's 32. He's from Balma, France. He has 23 feet on his balcony. So he went ahead and ran a marathon in that 23 feet.
He took the internet by storm because basically it was starting to trend in his area because people could see this guy just running back and forth on his balcony. And what was he doing?
It took 6 hours and 48 minutes for him to complete his marathon. He ran a marathon on his balcony.
His feelings towards it was he was trying to de-dramatize the confinement situation. I think where some people believe, well, you're stuck inside, you can't do anything.
Right.
When really that's being dramatic. You can actually do some stuff while you're inside, and he wanted to show that you could.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just tell you, when I think about what I want to do while I'm inside.
It's not going to be that.
It's not this.
But he was a fitness enthusiast, so that's his happy thing.
Yeah, he's into it. So I say this honestly, good for him. And if you find yourself just like, man, I can't come up with nothing to do, I'm losing it. No, you know what? You could run a marathon.
You could if you wanted to.
Right there.
He was more worried, too, that he would drive his neighbors like crazy because of the stomping, but no one complained, and he was able to complete it.
Man, you just get your headphones out. That's what
keep going.
My roommates drive me crazy sometimes. Headphones. That's the answer.
Not roommates. Neighbors. There's a difference.
No, not necessarily.
I mean, they're going to be just as mad.
Don't you understand that roommates can be worse than neighbors because there's not even a wall separating you?
True, nothing to protect you.
That's right. Like, you could be in the kitchen and they're in the kitchen.
Well, congratulations to him. So again, he's in France, and on his balcony, he ran a marathon, 6 hours and 48 minutes for it. He said he fought a little nausea and stuff with it, so it took him a little extra time to try to keep going.
Well, good for him, I guess. I would just like to say thanks a lot. You know, the rest of us are like, well, can't work out. Might as well enjoy it.
And he's showing us all up.
The Riot, not everyone's fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
Radio U.
We want to take a little time out and wish a very special someone a very special happy birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
We don't know. It was literally a birthday. Like a baby was born.
Oh, gotcha.
So, I mean, you know, we celebrate birthday anniversaries. But this was a baby that was actually born in Springfield, Missouri, in the Walmarts, in the toilet paper aisle.
No.
And I'm telling you right now,
Aww.
a lot of people are like, oh, a baby's being born. No. Follow the money.
So back to the toilet paper.
This lady is all of the sudden, you know, I'm having a baby in the toilet paper aisle, right? And while everyone's focused on her, all of the sudden the toilet paper just starts disappearing out the back.
But
out the back.
She actually
out
did.
The back.
She did have the baby there.
Right, but it was all, they've just been waiting.
They just been waiting.
She's been going to Walmart
No one's
every
waiting for
day,
that. No one.
standing in the toilet paper aisle.
Waiting
for that special moment when it would happen. And can't you, wait, isn't there like something they can give you that makes you have the baby? Like makes you go into labor?
Yeah, that's at the hospital, though. I doubt you could get a hold of that. Even though they say you're supposed to walk
Mexican
to
pharmacy, Nikki.
You're supposed to walk to start the process.
Yeah.
But I don't think one truly wishes to have their child in a Walmart toilet paper aisle.
Nikki, listen.
Because then you're always known for that. It'll never go away.
No, I understand what you're saying, but do you remember times when people are like, name your baby Oscar and get 1,000 years of hot dogs for free?
True.
So,
do they get anything or anything from Walmart or?
I don't know.
Anything from the toilet paper people?
The manager said it was a feel-good moment.
Oh, it is nice, I guess.
Yeah. But they also would like to know where all the toilet paper went.
During that time. I think people just use that as an opportunity. You're right. You're like, well, I'll just go walk over here.
Well, I'll tell you this. Like, there's a baby.
Did they name the baby like Charmin or something?
Oh, they really shouldn't
Angel,
they?
like Angel Soft, and that's the only two toilet paper companies I know. Kirkland. It's not in Costco,
Kirk,
though.
that's their name, Kirk. Yeah, that's what we named him.
Mart.
So works for me. Sam Wall.
Sam Wall.
After the founder of Walmart.
You get a first and a middle name.
Yeah. So I don't know, but she had the baby, and I still think it's part of an elaborate scheme to steal toilet paper. And some people are like, that's ridiculous. No.
These are ridiculous times with toilet paper.
Ridiculous times, Nikki.
People are doing anything still and everything to get a hold of it.
I went to the store yesterday. There was everything. They had everything you could want. Milk, honey, whatever. No toilet paper. Follow the money.
The Riot Podcast. Radio U.
So, Nikki, it's real. It's a thing. And that is that people are flushing T-shirts down the toilet.
Well, if you go back to what we're talking about, you run out of toilet paper. I think people immediately went to like napkins or paper towels.
That seems... that even though that's not a good choice,
you're not supposed to.
It seems reasonable.
But in an emergency situation, I could see that. And then they were like, oh, you could use towels and stuff. Or like, I don't know what they were expecting people to flush, but a T-shirt, like, you can't flush that stuff.
Somebody doesn't know.
Something's going to break.
I told you, Nikki, there are people in the world that they think when they flush their toilet, it goes into a magical black hole from which nothing returns.
Well, it's going to stuff that hole up. Like, it won't be able to work anymore.
Right underneath my toilet's a time-space warp. And so when I flush, it all goes in. It goes into the time-space warp where they put it in a black hole.
Well,
never comes out.
Not going to flush, and then you're going to cause problems for your entire building or your entire neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. So the city of Redding, this being in California, their wastewater management had to respond to a sewer backup, and they said that, okay, people are flushing napkins, bad. Tissues, paper towels, these are all bad.
Bad.
But you know what else we found in there? Someone had cut up pieces of T-shirts, and they were using
so comfortable.
So they had to, man, the government is like parents for adults. They had to go out there and they're like, okay, buddy.
Everybody come here.
I know you got to go to the bathroom, but listen, we're going to have to stop flushing those T-shirts, eh?
I just want to be there when that person decided that that's what they were going to do because they cut up the shirt. So how much did they get out of it?
They're like, it's just like cloth diapers. It ain't no big deal, but we're flushing them.
We're not flushing it. I just know that
the city of Reading is out there. They're like, please stop.
See, you think no one's going to find out, but what's going to happen is eventually yours is going to stop working, and you got to get someone to come fix it. Even if it's a stay-at-home or a shelter or whatever, plumbers are still allowed to come out. They're going to find out, and it's going to be you, and then the whole neighborhood's going to know you're flushing T-shirts. So don't do it.
Just move.
Just hold it. Hold it until this is all over.
You know what? Hold in place.
That'll stop everybody from drinking, too. Because you won't drink because you won't want to go to the bathroom.
Wait, no.
We'll be all really dehydrated.
Earlier this morning, we found out that liquor sales are up like 28%.
Like huge numbers.
Listen, that's how you end up with flush T-shirts.
Oh, you're right. Oh, my gosh.
How did we not see the connection?
It is.
That's where your flushed T-shirts come from.
Because normally you wouldn't think to do that, but your intoxicated self probably thought that was a pretty good idea. Probably took the T-shirt right off you.
You're like, here, you know what? We'll cut it. We'll just rip it up. Forget about cutting it. Get the scissors.
Ma! The scissors.
Get the scissors.
I feel like it's a ma paw thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what, though? Actually, I'm not sure. I feel like somebody that was that old that was saying ma and pa, they're probably smart enough to know better.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They know.
They know better.
The system. We don't know any better.
This is somebody that's just like...
Oh, and then you sober up and you're like, no, that was my favorite shirt.
I'll never get that concert back.
Oh, yeah, you'll never as a band tee. All right, well, these are all just lessons that if you didn't know, you don't have to be ashamed, but now you do know, and we have to follow these rules.
All right. So please stop cutting up and flushing T-shirts. Thank you.
Gosh, that's so expensive.
Does that count as a public service announcement?
Can we write
that down?
A lot of stuff works now that did not before, and it does now.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on RadioU.
So this is a report that is hit from Variety. They say that during this lockdown, streaming is up. So streaming video, 85%.
Yeah, I can see that.
85%.
Because if you're not streaming, if you're not watching something, you're, doing work and, would online meetings count as streaming or no? It's just like movies and TV shows?
No, they're just talking movies and TV shows.
Well, you have those on while you're doing your meetings.
Maybe.
Maybe off to the side. So I guess it is the same. So
Netflix they are quote unquote leading the charge. They are up 23%. YouTube is up 20%. Hulu's up 10%. Amazon Prime is up 9%.
Well, that's why I like Tiger King's, for Netflix. It's all that. I think the whole 20% is all that.
Is talking about. Tiger King's, I can't believe that. We got to reopen this investigation. It makes my head hurt.
Everybody during the
anyone that has a monkey butler is suspicious.
The quarantine days, you're dressing up as them. So, you're staying busy.
I don't want to watch Tiger King. I just don't want to watch it. But you know what? If that's what
everybody's
you're
doing,
that's right.
That's why he doesn't want to.
That's right. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing.
But it's a lot of what people are streaming. But yeah, obviously, it's going to be up a lot higher.
It's big. Now, if you want to look at other streaming things, today, I thought this was kind of interesting. The Matrix, like that Keanu Reeves movie, it was released 21 years ago today.
Was it?
And, no, go ahead.
Was it this year or next year that
Well, it was supposed to be next year.
Supposed to be next year.
They're no longer filming.
So they took a break on filming.
Hiatus.
Gotcha.
But it was 21 years ago today that it released, and Netflix wanted to let you know that the entire Matrix trilogy became available on Netflix today.
Is this? Oh, still it's there.
And then also, if you're looking for something, Community became available.
Oh, Oh, it's on Netflix now. Uh-oh. Is someone now adding to the 20%?
I forgot about that.
Streaming more.
And then also for purchase, Sonic the Hedgehog just became available for purchase, Nikki.
Well, we don't have to do everything from this list, so
did
I
Bad
think
Boys
it's
for
fine.
Life. Those are ones you have to pay. But
yeah, I could be interested in that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Just to show you how much streaming is, I don't know if you've caught this, but some of the sites that we go to for our entertainment news each week, it used to be, well, what's coming to Netflix for the month?
Just the month.
Just the month. Netflix, Hulu, you'd get it for Amazon and Disney Plus. Now they're starting to show what's airing today. Because everybody's spending so much time watching stuff.
She ain't lying.
So it is different.
She ain't lying.
That did not used to happen. There wasn't enough to be able to make a list each day.
You know what? If you're here, I'll throw you a couple other things. Nikki, you're a huge Garth Brooks fan, right?
Oh, no, thank you. Not that there's anything wrong. I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but that's not my style.
I'll tell you what I heard. Nikki thinks that everyone that ever liked Garth Brooks or heard one of his songs sucks.
Nope,
That's what she heard.
I didn't say that,
said.
But I'm just not interested.
He's got a live concert for you tonight, Nikki.
Ooh, great.
You know what? Hold my hair. I got to... That's all I got.
Hold my remote. I'm going to go watch something else.
I am going...
Going back to Tiger King, there is other things.
Maybe Tiger King's not looking so bad.
Is it?
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
I have an age-appropriate crush on that Brad Pitt.